Hey everybody, welcome to the SMB Podcast. I'm Trevor.
I'm Adam.
And we are joined today by Kelly Blackheart.
Hello.
What's up?
So, for everybody that doesn't know who you are, let's fill in everybody who exactly you are and what you're
All right.
famous
Well, if you
for.
don't know who I am, then what the fuck are you? I'm just kidding. I guess people would probably know me from Jim Jefferies' podcast. So I'm the co-host of I Don't Know About That with Jim Jefferies, and was the producer of his previous podcast. So anybody who might be listening to this, that's maybe where they know me from.
Cool, I love it. And you have your own podcast, obviously, that
Yes,
is
the
doing
very,
well.
very famous Unsolicited podcast.
Yeah.
You and Jack.
Yeah, me, Jack, and Tommy Caprio.
Yeah.
Just having a blast. We do this segment called Urban Dictionary, and that's really our flagship there.
I like it.
Yeah.
Urban Dictionary. So you actually look up what Urban Dictionary is and you just
So yeah, we get a word without looking at the definition. We each have to guess what we think it is, and it's always so much worse.
I love it. I love it. For our audio listeners, we are all enjoying some lovely libations today. Cheers, everybody, by
Thanks
the way.
for sponsoring us,
Yeah.
White Claw.
White Claw,
Cheers.
thank you, yes.
Trying to lose
Keep
the
it coming.
pounds. Well, the next drinks are probably definitely going to be half a bottle of tequila.
Yeah.
Which is zero carb.
Is
So,
it?
yeah.
Tequila?
Yeah.
But aren't the sugars in it like...
No,
No,
I think the
tequila-
white ones are zero.
Tequila's zero carbs.
Even in Nejo and like Reposado?
I believe so, yes.
We're going to look that up on Fat Check. I'm just saying. But that's great because
Yes.
that's a good one because next weekend we have another interview with somebody that just dies over the tequila. So we'll definitely...
Yeah,
have to bring
your
that
hard,
up
your
some-
hard liquors, you're good. Zero carbs. So just keep those with
normally what I
with
do.
water or soda water.
But whiskeys have carbs in them, I thought.
Nope.
I'm looking that up. They do have
I
gluten
think-
in them though. So how's that possible? If there's no carbs, it has gluten and
Gluten's not even real.
it's
Come
real.
on.
I
just-
am a gluten person. I have
He is.
I am
have-
made of gluten.
I have the gluten illness.
He's trying to stop this.
I got DNA tested and I'm full of gluten.
Exactly. It's
That's why I call him Mr. G.
It's terrible. It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
He won't even go to like a sushi restaurant and have the soy sauce.
That's how bad it is.
He's
Because you're intolerant.
Yeah, it's not
As a
like, I'm not
person
gonna,
and
I'm not. Well,
particularly-
yeah, I'm a horrible person. Fuck everybody. But no.
Meanwhile, I've just met
Yeah.
you 3 minutes ago. I'm like, you're fucking intolerant.
Exactly. No. It's not to get into the medical aspect of it, but it's yeah. Well, cross contamination doesn't bother me. Mm-hmm. But if I'm gonna eat a piece of bread, fuck you. My night's over.
He's
So you have
shitting himself.
celiac?
No, I don't think I have that. Again,
Wow.
I tried to cut it out about a year or two ago now, and every time I have it now, fuck my life.
Yeah, it's not
You know?
great. Like I did keto for a long time, and that's my preferred diet. But I've just been a piece of shit during this lockdown quarantine situation. But I do find that when I'm eating more carbs, my body fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Like your joints lock up. You're sluggish and disgusting. But I'm like, bread is so good.
It's
It's like
like
worth
that
the
anyways.
pain.
Yeah. I mean, we just had sandwiches at wherever the fuck they're from.
Mine,
Yeah, and
full of gluten.
Yeah, mine no gluten. Fantastic.
I
I'll
feel
be
great.
Oh, you got
And-
gluten-free bread?
Oh, always.
How
yeah.
does it taste? Because
Like
I haven't
wood,
tried
like
any.
a piece of shit. Like, yeah, it's fucking terrible. But if you find the really good stuff, there's
Yeah.
some that are out there that you would never even guess. Like especially the pizzas. 'Cause
Right.
Yeah,
if
it's
you
only
use-
$82 for a slice.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
that's
but
the
it's-
problem.
I know, but you know what? It's like eating a $55 apple at Whole Foods. It doesn't really matter. If you're gonna go buy this stuff, you're gonna eat it.
Wait,
so.
you pay for the stuff at Whole Foods? I just go around the aisles and eat
No,
things.
I just
and
read
then
the
leave.
prices and I steal
Okay.
it. The way same thing everybody else does. Come on.
The deli section. I spent many years going through those deli sections.
Can I
and
get a
just being
sample
like,
of
lunch.
that? A little
Yeah.
sample.
Lunch.
Yeah.
Right.
Now that we've talked about ripping everybody off on our show.
And a word from our sponsors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Whole Foods. Yeah, they're gonna love that.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to? Obviously, you're busy as shit with all your podcasts that you're doing. You know, what else you got going on in the world since the world sucks right now?
I would actually love to pretend that I've been super busy and productive through this, but I haven't at all. Like, I have this journal that's like a 1 line a day thing. I've always wanted to be a journal writer, but I can't get motivated to do it. So I was like, oh, I could do a prompt every day, and it's just one sentence. And there was one a few months ago that was like, rate your health on a scale of 1 to 10. And I was like, well, future Kelly, if you remember correctly, you spent the last 3 months of quarantine getting high all day and eating snacks. So too, like that basically my entire quarantine has been trying to get out of that. But we are like kind of ramping up with the I Don't Know About That podcast. We just got a new studio. We're painting this weekend. We're putting all the furniture in. So
What color?
it's a charcoal gray. Yeah.
It's like a mauve.
A little bit.
And we've got a key to the bathroom, and so we were looking for like a stick or something to put on it. So I bought a big black dildo. And that's what our
Oh.
bathroom key will be.
I guarantee Jim is going to love that for sure.
He doesn't know yet.
Oh.
And he probably won't listen to this, so
Oh,
it's going to be a rude
thanks.
awakening
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
when he asks for the bathroom key.
Be like, oh,
You have
functional.
to do. See, the thing is, you have to do that on air because he'll just go nuts.
I know,
And
it'd be
he'll just-
amazing.
He won't even have to go to the bathroom because 30 minutes into he'll be talking about this big black dildo that he gets to walk around the office with now.
It's
so.
just funny because it is an office building. I just imagine like somebody walking up seeing Jim Jefferies holding like a giant dildo. I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's like, that's worse.
Honestly, most of the people would see that and be like, "That seems right."
Yeah.
Is it just single or double?
The dildo?
Yeah.
Double-sided
It's
or
just single.
single-sided. Ah, nice.
Okay, single function.
I'm like how you sized up. Which one's what is it? Single or double? You're really interested in that.
I am. I'm-
I had to buy my. It's
I'm
not
just
on the
gonna go there to
company
go to the
card.
bathroom now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
Only on Thursdays.
So what? Back to the journaling thing. Like meaning journaling, like your life, or you're just trying to
Yeah.
journal through it, or like a diary type of thing.
I mean, I guess it's the same thing, right? Diary is just like this feminine word put on it, but a journal is a diary. I've always wanted to do that because I thought that, when you get older and you get to look back and read those things, that's a really cool gift to give to yourself, but I'm just too lazy to do it. Like I have a journal from high school, which was just my hookup journal.
The little black
And like
book.
in high school,
Yeah.
I didn't hook up. Like the most I ever did was give a hand job. And so it's like I talk in there about
Really?
Yeah, I was
I think you did
An
it too,
angel.
right, Adam? No.
I did anal in high school.
Please tell me the kids are not listening to this episode, everybody. So
Yeah, it was funny. My mom actually found that journal like when I was in college. She's like, so I read your hookup journal, blah, blah, blah. And I think I was like a freshman and I was trying not to get in trouble. And I was like, oh no, those stories aren't real. I just like, we would trade journals so everybody would read our stories. And so I didn't want to look like an asshole who hadn't done anything. So I just made up these stories. And she goes, oh, well, you're a really good writer.
oh god,
It's just like
Wow.
stories about how I like caught cum in my hand. And the guy was like, you're a good catcher.
oh.
My mom will listen to this too. So, hey, mom.
So far, this is the greatest start we've ever had.
Completely.
Yeah.
So when was the last time you caught cum in your head?
I mean, it had to be at least 2 weeks ago. So,
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
You just let it
yeah,
go.
we're just kidding. I mean, you can't just, you got
40 minutes
Hit the
ago.
chin.
Oh my lord. Fuck.
I like
man.
how when I got here, you guys asked me anything off limits. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And
Well,
this is how I
we
started.
have to ask, and it's like there's nothing off limits this show, and that's why exactly we have you on, because I read up and it's so far it's fantastic. It's great. Yeah.
You guys just had Alice Cooper's daughter on, right?
Yeah, we did.
So I was gonna say, because Alice Cooper is his manager, or whatever, is Shep Gordon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Shep is like kind of the reason that I got into entertainment or even considered doing it, is when I saw his documentary, and it like
From Mike Myers, yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's
Supermensch.
the best documentary I've ever seen by far.
Oh,
And
incredible.
I've watched
The
it
laugh.
probably 30 plus times.
Oh yeah.
But like
What's it even on now, though? Sorry to interrupt. you.
I want to say it's like Amazon Prime. I don't
think you have to
it
buy
might
it.
not be
You
free
can't-
anywhere.
yeah, you-
I've bought it probably on multiple streaming services
yeah.
because I've make so many people watch it. But like my brother he was been in the industry forever, and so he'd been trying to get me to switch over to entertainment, and I didn't want to. I was making a lot of money doing what I was doing before, and I didn't want to. And I also didn't like the idea of entertainment because the perception is that you have to be an asshole to make it and all that stuff, and it's just not me.
don't.
And I don't want
You don't,
to.
though.
And then I saw this documentary. I'm like, this guy's so freaking successful, and he hasn't fucked anybody over. Everybody loves him. Like, that gave me kind of a little bit of hope that you can get in this and still be a good person.
Yeah.
And not fuck people. And so, thanks, Shep Gordon.
The craziest thing about him, though, is that he created the Food Network and nobody fucking knows.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's like, oh, yeah, but who actually created the Celebrity Chef? He did.
Mm-hmm.
Alice Cooper. Well, who else did he manage? He managed
Luther
Pink
Vandross.
Floyd for like...
Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah, Teddy Pendergrass.
No, it was
Luther
Pink
Vandross.
Floyd for like 6 weeks or something like that, or...
It was something like that.
His stories were crazy. It's like every moment when I thought we were going to hear the craziest story, it's like then the next crazy story. Like the one with Jimi Hendrix and
Janis Joplin.
Janis
where they're at
Joplin.
the
Yeah, I was
hotel.
just like, what?
Fucking at the Sunset
Like,
Marquee.
what is your life, dude?
Is that what it was? The Sunset
It's the
Marquee?
Sunset Marquee.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't seen that,
No.
Supermensch, The Legend of Shep Gordon.
Was it the Marquee?
100%. It was the Sunset Marquee.
I thought it was like the Stardust or something like that.
Okay, I could be wrong, but
I don't think it's the Marquee because I don't think the hotel actually exists anymore.
We'll fact check this.
Yeah, we will fact check this.
No, we will.
I know. Nobody cares. As long as people are having sex by the pool, we don't care. Yeah, but no, he's an incredible guy. Like, you know, the list at the end of the show were all these people he managed and, you know,
or influenced.
Just the Teddy Pendergrass thing. Like, I knew who Teddy Pendergrass was, but like I didn't realize how big that guy was.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he was doing the Hollywood Bowl 4 nights in a row. It's like, what? I never even heard of this guy until
I know, that's what's so fucking crazy about it.
Yeah.
It's just wild. No head, no backstage passes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shep.
I think,
greatest.
I think that shirt's still around.
I think that shirt and then the I've Been to Duluth shirt are the greatest shirts ever made. So
What's I've Been to Duluth?
From the movie The Great Outdoors, where the guy checks him into the cabin and the shirt says I've been to Duluth.
Never
so
seen
stupid.
It. Oh.
I'm from the Midwest, so
me
it's
too.
funny as fuck to me.
Where are you from?
Wisconsin.
Oh, I'm from Chicago.
Oh. So it's kind of Wisconsin. That's you come to us when you want to go on vacation, and we go to you when we want to go on vacation.
Wait, people go to Wisconsin on vacation?
Yeah. Are you actually from Chicago?
I'm from the suburbs.
Yeah. So everybody comes up to like the Wisconsin Dells and goes on vacation.
Never once.
Wow. No. You did.
I respected myself.
Childhood.
No, we just didn't go on vacations.
Chicago. Nice.
Technically Aurora, Illinois.
Oh my God.
Wayne's
World. I get it. Yeah.
Everybody knows Aurora.
Yeah.
I have a long history of that because was it the Fox River? Is that through Aurora?
Yes, I believe so.
My cousins lived it. Whatever.
I smoke a lot of weed. You can't ask me things about stuff that I should know because I'm gonna sound real stupid. Somebody on the YouTube comments the other day was like, "Kelly's an idiot." I was like, "I barely even talk. Like, you can't possibly. I am, but you can't possibly know that."
So what have you guys been like? So with your podcast and with Jim's podcast and stuff like that, like I guess it's your podcast, both of them, because you're a co-host. Like, what's the formats of it? Because it's still new. It only came out in like May, right?
Yeah, so we're like 18 or 19 episodes in right now. So I don't know about that. It's basically just kind of playing off the idea that, especially before the internet, anybody could pretend that they were an expert in anything. So Jim had a story where he used to pretend he was a zookeeper for a long time to like pick up women. And so all he did was memorize a couple facts about giraffes. And like nobody, because he just delivered it confidently, nobody ever didn't believe him. Yeah. You know, it's just like, so basically that guy exists everywhere now. Like nobody fact checks anything. You can get away with anything with confidence, even though we have all of the information at our fingertips. And so basically it's just what we do is Jim never knows the topic going into the recording. So we have an expert on and he'll guess what they do based on their kind of surroundings. He'll ask a few questions. And then once he finds out the topic, he tells us everything he thinks he knows, which Jim knows a lot or a little about a lot of things.
He didn't know psilocybin though.
Jack.
That's the fucking problem. It's like I was thinking, I was like, yo, I've done mushrooms with you before, and how do you not know what psilocybin was? What's the active ingredient in mushrooms?
But he knew the word. He knew the word when he heard it. Yeah. But I think it's one of those things where it's like, why would you ever use that word really? But he'd heard of it obviously, but What is psilocybin? It's the active ingredient in mushrooms. Exactly. Oh, yeah. He does fairly well, but obviously bullshits a lot of it. And so then the expert goes through and kind of explains where he got it right and where he got it wrong. And people actually learned shit.
I mean, I watched the drinking episode, and I was just like, where there was no expert but himself. Yeah. And I'm just like, you three definitely were perfect experts for that particular episode.
Yeah.
But he's not drinking as much.
No, yeah, he's definitely slowed down on drinking.
He's got a kid. He's like,
he loves edibles now.
Yeah.
So.
See, I didn't think he ever used to smoke weed. I thought
he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't smoke.
Oh, you only.
Yeah, just edibles. So he'll like pop those little blueberry chocolate things and be good. But yeah, he doesn't really drink that much anymore. Like sometimes at home, but he's not really like a go out drinking guy. At least for the moment, you know. Everybody goes through waves. Where can you go out
and drink anyways? Right
yeah,
now.
exactly.
You can't. That's the fucking problem.
This episode of SNB Podcast brought to you by Veeps. For artists, by artists, always commission free. For a full list of upcoming shows, visit veeps.com.
Hey everybody, it's Trevor and Adam.
We want you to check out Dynamic Talent International, the boutique booking agency with a personal attention to their clients' needs.
From music talent, seminars, podcasts, and YouTube, DTI represents a wide range of incredible clients.
Visit dynamictalentint.com for a full roster list and contact information. Go check it out.
Well, we were talking about that too. Like, so what about yourself? Where are you going these days? Like going out and doing things like that?
Nowhere really. I mean, like, I'm not a big going out person in general, so this hasn't changed my life too much. But every once in a while, if somebody's like doing something where it's outdoors, I'll show up.
We went to a patio the other day at the Rainbow.
Oh yeah?
And sat down and like, nope, you have to order food.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I'm not fucking hungry. We just ate. They're like, no, you have to order food.
Those
Then
are the
you
rules?
look at it, you open it up and you're like, fucking $19 for a wedge salad.
Yeah.
It's a big wedge
The
salad.
fuck is this? $16 for a minestrone soup. I was like, so I've got to order $50 worth of food to have a cocktail.
You were gonna have a soup on the patio when it was 110 degrees.
No, it was nighttime.
You just make bad decisions, Adam.
I know.
This
I always
is-
make bad decisions. but the fact that I couldn't
Isn't that like
fucking
a
just sit down and have a cocktail.
Well, but it's not the restaurant. It's not the bar's fault. So these fucking laws or restrictions now are terrible. Like my favorite, I lived in Long Beach for 6 years. My favorite bars there, none of them serve food. And they're all like really in danger right now of shutting down because they can't do anything.
Yeah. Well,
Like a lot of them are doing to-go drink packages and stuff like that. But
that's the thing. They have to offer food.
Yeah.
Right.
You shouldn't have to eat.
Because the virus is immune to food places, but not to a bar.
that's what I don't get what the restrictions are for, but
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't
like that
understand anything
NFL
that's
bullshit.
Because the from my understanding, what the restrictions are reason is once you go to a bar and you start consuming, your social distance aspect goes right out the window within like 20 minutes of like, oh, I've had 3 cocktails, let's have a hug, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And then but if you're sitting there and you're having food and you're socializing,
you like
whatever,
act with decorum
it's different
when you're eating.
as opposed to let's do 3 shots of Jaeger and then figure out our lives.
But I feel like so many of the places are like, we've got
does
hot
shots
dogs
of
for
Jaeger?
sale now. Oh, God.
Teenagers.
Yeah. If I could be sober for an entire year and take a shot of Jaeger, and I will projectile vomit.
It used to
It's
make
like
me
my fun
black out.
party trick.
That's me and Zambuca. Oh, it's like
Oh, you were a big Sambuca guy.
that's a 21st birthday thing. I did my 21st birthday, and we're like, let's try
18 times.
21 shots of Zambuca, and then every kamikaze they threw at me, and
Oh, you did all 21 shots? Because I did 21 shots on my birthday, too, but it was not all the same.
all Zambuca. And Zambuca is like, what, it's 100 proof?
Yeah,
And
something like that.
I don't care
It's
how
the
big they are.
minty tasting one, right?
It's black licorice. It's disgusting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, no.
That was a bad decision.
Have you ever had Goldschlager?
Yeah, of course.
Goldschlager.
A little
It's
bit
kinda
of,
like
little bit of
Sambuca.
mouthwash, a little bit of alcohol.
Goldschlager. Well, no, it's because the gold's supposed to fuck up cut up your insides, and it gets into your bloodstream quicker. That's God's honest
What do we
truth.
do to ourselves?
Well, I mean, alcohol's just poison. That's
I know.
all
We're
it
like,
is.
life's a little boring. I'm gonna drink something that cuts up my insides so I can feel pleasure for a second.
Have you ever had Strau?
Stroud.
Never
Was
heard of
it
it.
Russian?
No, it's German. It's basically this black mud, and these big double shots, and if you can get it down your throat, you're fucking lucky.
It's like a mudslide type of thing.
Well,
But,
yeah.
like,
So
doesn't
the
taste
crazy
good.
German kids, what they do is they put it's a fucking the thing that's made out of anise.
You mean absinthe?
Absinthe, yeah.
I mean, just absinthe.
Absinthe and Stroud together, and it like almost curdles. So when you're trying to like do a shot of this, if you can get it down your throat, they're like, "Oh yeah."
So it's
What's
like,
the
it is,
appeal
it's
of
a weird,
this?
it's a weird mudslide.
There's no appeal.
It's like
fucking
it's like
whatsoever.
it's like Jello when it goes down, like really slimy Jello.
It's like,
But it's if it's got absinthe in it, then congratulations.
But
crazy
isn't the
German
absinthe
kid.
it's like just a separate ingredient that
Yeah.
you mix together? So
I think
Strau.
the straw would probably be the coagulative, and then the absinthe would probably be the one that hardens it up. And
But
then,
why are we trying to harden it up?
because
That's the
people are
question.
stupid?
Germans
Why do
are
why do
crazy.
we drink
Straw.
Irish car bombs? I mean,
Oh, I love those,
Those are my
actually.
favorite too. But, like gluten free.
Are they? Oh,
they
yeah.
are. But yeah, I mean,
160.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you're looking up. Okay.
so it's Austrian rum.
So it's like a big. It's just like dark rum.
Ooh, it does not taste like rum.
Is it like higher alcohol content? Does it get you fucked up faster? I'm just trying to figure out the motivation behind drinking
It's
this.
fucking horrible.
Because like you could Irish car bombs will get you fucked up because it's easy to drink. I mean, I guess if you can chug,
Straw.
but I've seen that.
Yeah.
Straw.
But I would never buy that.
The last time I was in Germany, I did not see that, but I probably should have. So,
If you don't want to remember your time.
yeah. No.
All right.
Yeah. By the way, all the recovering drinkers, we're sorry about this episode. So
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, neither am I.
Never
The
quit.
only thing that gets me through the week.
I am glad that you're doing okay with these fires. That's a big deal. I mean, your house is safe. You're safe, correct? Like so far.
She lives like
Yeah.
6 blocks away.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's still fucked here with the smoke and everything.
Oh, I
so.
mean, the smoke's terrible. I took my nephew to his first volleyball class this morning, and it was just like it's 9 a.m. We're walking onto this field, and the smoke's disgusting, and we have to do this entire class with masks on. It was just awful. But yeah, I mean, I guess we're getting used to all this fire shit now. And the scary part is like, I saw something the other day that it's like everybody keeps wishing for 2020 to be over because so much shit's happening, but it's like that doesn't end when the year ends. Like this is all shit we have to deal with now forever because there's
It's just
so
getting
much
worse.
shit that we've done that has destroyed the planet.
Yeah.
And like the politics, whatever's going on with that's not going to end at the election. Like regardless of who wins, it's just like everything is a fucking nightmare every day.
Yeah.
So
and the only people that can
That's
fix
why
it
we
is
drink.
Cheers to that.
I was actually I was gonna take September off of drinking, but here we are 2 weeks in, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I tried.
Yeah,
it's all right. It's
I'm
White
not-
Claw. It's not like really drinking.
That's
so.
true.
I don't know how people can do those dry months though. That's the thing. It's like, okay, great, dry month, and then you go back and it's like fucking 30 drinks. And it like, was it dry November or something?
I did an entire year once. I honestly, I went birthday to birthday. I went on my whatever birthday
Why?
it was because I wanted to see what it was like because I used to drink a lot and it was bad. So I went on a birthday, went on a bender. I think I drank like 2 bottles of Captain and whatever shots I was drinking that night. And then my
2 bottles of Captain and then whatever shots I was drinking that night.
I used to drink a lot.
Yeah.
I'm 355 pounds, and it's easy to drink a lot.
Fucking
So I went
party.
an entire year of not drinking, thinking, hey, maybe I'll try something. It'll be different. I want to be good. And then my birthday, the year later, drank the exact same amount that I drank the year before. Still fucked. Still fine. I was like, screw it. I'm just going back to drinking. So
Your tolerance wasn't completely shot after that year?
I mean, you definitely feel it after
Yeah.
like maybe the 5th shot, but like you're. Again, I was in my 20s at the time,
Right.
so who cares?
It's amazing how easy it was to recover.
Yeah.
Like in college, I think I drank almost every fucking night in college, and it's just like
and now you drink like a half one of these, and you're like hungover. For 3
you
weeks.
contemplate death. You're like, why do I do this to myself? And then, but the problem is I'm so easily swayed. Like you just mentioned a drink. I was like, yeah, you know what? Might as well. Like
It's past 2.
the only reason it's easy to do sober September is because if I'm in lockdown, I don't see anybody. If I see anybody who suggests drinking, it's on.
Yeah, I have no, like, if somebody says the same thing to me, I'll be like, yeah, I'm not drinking. No, fuck it.
Yeah.
Don't tell April.
Yeah. Oh,
I think she knows.
pause.
I know.
No, it's interesting about the drinking culture. Obviously, where we're from, it's completely different from my state. Shit. You're celebrated when you're a kid for your
Right.
first underage drinking ticket. Oh, you got a minor. Oh, awesome. Like, when are you gonna get another one? I'm like, what?
Wait,
and then-
really?
Oh my God, Wisconsin! If you get
You got nothing else
See,
to do.
that's
get-
why I said we don't vacation in
it's
Wisconsin.
totally different up there. The drinking culture is crazy. Like, again, if you're under the age of 18, you can go to the bar with your parents and drink. It's legal.
Really?
As long as the bartender serves your parent and your parent hands it to you, it's 100% legal.
Because
You
they're
can
like,
sit at that
fuck
bar.
it. What? Yeah, it's like if the parents give permission.
Yeah.
They're just. But how does that work with the law? The law follows that, or is it just bars being like, well, if
That's state law. State law, you can serve, you can drink at a
Fact
bar
check
with
this.
your parents. No, fact check it right now. Look it up. Dude, I want you to look it up live. So seriously, this is real. This is real.
I mean, I don't think it's a horrible idea. If you're with your parents, like the chance of you getting into serious trouble is probably much lower. And like I started drinking really early, and I actually think it was a good thing because by the time I got to college, I knew exactly what my body could tolerate. So it's like I wasn't blacking out in college. I wasn't putting myself in really dangerous situations or like throwing up all the time. It's like, so it almost was good to get a head start on it. Not that I'm advocating for kids to go get fucked up with their parents. But
I am. When I was growing up in London, 16 years old, 15, you could legally buy a drink with a burger. So it was called the Burger and Beer deal from Weatherspoons. So it was like a
Okay.
chain of pubs.
Sure.
That's like that in Italy, though. You have some vino for dinner, and you're good to go.
No, but this was literally just like, all right, mate, you want to go to a fucking pub? Yeah. All right, I got 16 hamburgers.
It's just me. I'm just eating today.
But that's what it was.
The hamburgers in the trash.
In high school, we used to go to the pub for lunch, and we used to get fucking like, everybody would get 3 or 4 burgers. You know, it's obvious what the fuck you're doing. And they didn't give a shit because the pubs are like selling a lot of booze.
Yeah, of course.
And we would come back and be in like media studies class, and you'd be like,
oh, you went on lunch break at school.
oh, wasted.
Okay.
We all did. The pubs around the corner from the college were like
media studies.
Yeah. Well, see.
Yeah. What is that?
Let's dive into that real quick.
What's media studies?
Because in the UK, you can legally leave high school at 15 years old.
Oh.
You can you finish something called your GCSEs. You stop at 15, and then you go into your equivalent of your junior and senior year, which are your A levels. And with your A levels, you take 4 courses. That's it. It's basically like going to college. Mm-hmm. And I took media studies, music technology, music, and business studies.
So you were in college at that point.
Well, that's what they call college is called in the UK is your junior and your senior year of high school.
Gotcha.
University is what you go to
after
college.
Yeah.
And so we were all in college. But it's basically like being in college. You show up when you want.
Right.
Okay, you didn't go to class today. Okay, they don't call your parents like this year. And they have smoking sections. That's why I started smoking so fucking young. Because you could legally, back then, you could legally start smoking at 15 years old.
That's bad.
Yeah, it depends how you look at it. But yeah, it's all bad. But that's the reason why everybody in the UK knows how to roll cigarettes.
Right.
Because no one's got any money at 15 years old. Yeah. So you buy a whole bunch of fucking tobacco and you sit there and you roll your stick, and then that's the reason why the UK's got a really good
Thank you for
rate
not
of heart
calling
disease.
it what they call it in the UK.
Stick.
No,
stick.
No, the other one that starts with an F. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that word.
It's not really a great word. So.
Yeah, no.
The word for cigarette doesn't bother me. When we're hearing a hard T, that's where I have a problem.
Yeah.
That one feels like it's got teeth in it.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
What did it say?
I think you're semi-right.
Thank you.
She's like, I forgot what I was Googling.
Fact check approved.
According to Wisconsin law, anyone under the age of 21 cannot be sold or served alcohol unless they are accompanied by a parent, legal guardian, or spouse over the legal drinking age. So, example, if an 18-year-old is celebrating his or her birthday with their parents and friends at your bar or restaurant, you can legally serve them alcohol.
Visit Wisconsin.com.
Fuck.
If you want to plug right
there. Spouse too? That's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you prove that you're married to somebody? You have to bring a marriage certificate in?
Well, if you're 21 and married, there's all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's not even get into that. They're like, if you're 21 and married to an 18-year-old who can't drink, here you go. But
shoot a deer.
It seems like something you can't prove. I would just go drinking with.
Believe me,
this is my life.
Working in the nightclub industry, it was really difficult because they'd be in there and that's my parent. That's your fucking uncle. What are you talking about? No,
that doesn't count.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's not supposed to, but.
Right.
There's so much gray area in that law because
my dad wasn't really there for me, so technically, yes, he's my uncle, but he's like my dad.
Yeah. The thing is, all the Illinois kids would come up and they would vacation in Wisconsin. I know, and they'd be, I'm with my parents. That means I can drink. I'm just like, this isn't Mexico. I mean, come on. Yeah, let's go drink, but go away from me so I don't get in trouble. But that's why all the fibs came up. You know what the fibs are, right?
No.
Fucking Illinois bastards. Come on. That's what we used to call you people.
Really? Yeah, it feels like so I lived in Canada for a couple years, and they really hated I was in 4th and 5th grade, so I'm sure Canadians don't have as much of an issue as these people did, but they hated Americans so much, and they got so mad with what do Americans think about Canadians? And I was like, we don't think about you. And they were so upset that I didn't say we hate you too. It's just you're just not a thought at all. And that's kind of how I felt about this Wisconsin thing. It's we don't have a nickname for you because I genuinely do not think of people from Wisconsin.
You call everybody cheeseheads. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
but I don't. I mean, I guess if you're a Packers fan, that's true. That's the only time we think of Wisconsin, really. Yeah.
And unfortunately, the one Bear fan in your state isn't here today, so that's cool. So.
I'm a Bear. It's been hard to be a fucking Bears fan the last few weeks.
You guys got a great quarterback, I mean, he's really killing it right now.
Well, no, I'm talking about the fucking Urlacher fucking
The whole
thing,
thing
and
with
then it like
a
came out
racist
that
post,
Jay
yeah.
Cutler was like supposedly dating Tommy Lahren, and everybody's like, "Fuck you, dude." Supposedly they're actually not, but it's been a rough time for Bears fans right now.
Yeah, a little racist down there. So
Yeah.
but hey, it's the Midwest. What do you expect, right? Trump country, big time.
Yeah.
Not that again, we don't get too political on the show, but still, it's.
Oh,
I mean, not even politics wise, but like I grew up in a very like open, progressive family, and I just assumed that that's what Illinois was. I thought that was the mindset of everybody, and then I moved here in college, and then when I came back my first Christmas break, I was like, oh man, it's way more conservative here than I'd ever noticed. Like when you go to something that's so much more progressive, it's just like
Illinois.
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
It's just like I'd never noticed
Really?
that.
Everybody's so set in their ways in the Midwest. It's really so close-minded because it's like,
I thought Chicago was very open-minded.
Chicago, but she lives in the suburbs in Aurora.
Yeah.
So like you're in almost old world Midwest where it's same with Wisconsin too. In Madison, Wisconsin, it's super liberal. They're supposed to be open, but once you get to the outskirts, this is your life. You go to high school, you played your football, you played your sport.
Fuck your
you
brother.
go get a job, whatever. And it's not Arkansas, so you go and you get your job, and this is your life. You have some kids, you marry the girl you dated in high school, and then you get divorced, then you marry the other girl you dated in high school, and you're good to go.
That just sounds so fucking shit. Who wants to get married and only fuck somebody once?
Yeah,
Why would you do that? Like, marry the girl you dated in high school. Tell me one fucking.
Well, when you're raised that way, like
that could be nice.
That's what everybody had.
Because, say, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But, so we're gonna debate this one. So marrying your high school sweetheart,
boring.
But it's not. It's boring for you. So
Yes.
say you meet somebody that is exactly what you wanted.
How do you know? You're in fucking high school.
But you don't have to go out and be a porn star and bang everything.
Why not?
If this is what you like, then great. If you like that flavor of cereal, eat that cereal.
So try more cereal.
No. Adam is clearly a whore.
It's just
I don't get it. I don't get those people that are like, yeah, I've been dating my love of my life since I was 14 years old. And I'm like,
but she is the love of his life.
how the fuck does he know he's 14 years old?
But you live in a different world. You've traveled, you've moved away from home, you've done all that stuff. Most of those people never leave, and so they really do know what their potential dating pool is, and this is the best person for them. And all it, and also societal pressures will tell you, like when everybody else around you is getting married at that age, that's the thing to do. Like when I came to college, or when I was in high school at 17, they asked what our 5-year plan was, and I was like, okay, 22, I'll probably be married, maybe have a kid or two or something like that. And then I came to college and I was like, got asked the same question, and I was like, holy shit, I thought I was going to be married at 22. Fuck that. And then I was like, there's no way I'll get married before 30. And now I'm 34 and I'm like, there's no way. There's not even close. Like,
it's different when you're career oriented and you're focused. You can definitely tell you're focused on your career. So, love might not be like on the front burner, but marriage is definitely on the way back burner for some people like that. And it's tough, like for me and this guy over here, we work all the freaking time, and the fact that we took on this show is even crazier considering we have no time anyways.
Right.
But,
there goes our weekend for the next 72 years.
Literally.
Yeah, but it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
You get to meet cool new people, it's just the whole thing with dating or whatever. And then for you, I guarantee you're shooting 2 different shows, you're doing whatever else you're doing. It's just,
How is dating?
Just like whatever. Agent Live 360, the world's first and only publicly offered CRM software designed specifically for sports agents.
AL360 is an incredible state-of-the-art software that does everything from keeping track of clients, professional, and college teams, to even company finances and client return on investment.
This system does it all. Visit agentlive360.com for full details.
Go check it out. How's dating in LA?
Yeah, how is dating?
What's your Grindr profile?
Let's ask that.
My Grindr profile is top.
It is amazing.
Top.
Yeah. They're really sweet guys.
I don't date a whole lot just because I have online dating profiles, and I actually used to post like all of my interaction, like the funny interactions and stuff like that. I haven't been on anything in a while just because it's like depressing, and also when you can't meet anybody anytime soon, it's like, what's the fucking point?
Video dating?
You didn't do the video dating? The
No,
Match.com
I like.
What a waste of fucking time.
Some of my friends have done that, and I'm like,
like-
no, I don't want to date anybody that badly. Like
It's
to
like literally
video
just
chat.
send
Well, you could
me-
just hang up on
It's like
them. That's
literally
the
just
easiest thing.
send me nudes right away because I don't even want to talk to you. That's what this is.
I can't imagine anything more awkward than having video chat with somebody that I'm potentially like. I don't know. It just seems so fucking weird to me.
Am I meeting with you or dating you right now?
Yeah. But like Jack he's now done 2 dates with one girl on video chat.
Is it working?
I mean
2. It
probably
had
not.
to work the first time. If the second time,
he brought it up, and I was like, so how did the second date get planned? And he's like, well, she was like, I think we should schedule another time. I'm like, is she by any chance a therapist? That sounds like she was setting a new appointment. He's like, come to think of it, we did break some ground in that call. I'm like, okay.
Just gonna get a bill sent.
so I have a 2:30 next Friday. So
You're like, where are all your dates at 11 a.m.?
He's got some fucking interesting stories on those things. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I remember I was in Vegas with him once, and he had this girl that was on Bumble. I think it was on Bumble. And got all excited about it. And I was like, so what are we doing tonight? And I was just chilling. You know, it was me and April. And he was like, oh, actually, I matched with this girl, and she works at this strip club.
Oh, I know this story.
And we were like, okay. And Jim, we're like, okay, we're going to the strip club. We get there. And the strip club uses the dancing Crazy Horse?
I think it was Crazy Horse.
Yeah. The strip club uses Bumble and Tinder to get people to come in with fake.
You told me the story.
Is that what it was?
And
I never heard the resolution to it.
So basically,
that's fucking brilliant.
So it's fucking amazing because we get there and Jim pays for everybody to get in. Thank you, Jim. Great fucking time. Pays for everybody to get in, and there's 6 of us. You know?
Yeah.
And we go in. It's me, Jim, Tansy, April, and Jack. And, 2 couples, and then Jack. And we're all there for fucking Jack. Yeah. And we get a table, and I'm like, Jack, give me your phone. So I had to take Jack's phone and go to I was like, where's the manager? Get the manager over here. I was like, who's this chick? And he's like, she doesn't work here.
Oh, my God.
Like, it's so fucking amazing because they use these profiles to get people to come in.
I had no idea it was a marketing thing. I thought it was just a catfish situation.
No, straight up.
That makes me so happy. That's brilliant. I mean, listen, you got to think outside the box to advertise these days. The guys slapping things with the flyers aren't working anymore. We got to start catfishing people.
Have you?
It's ingenious though.
It's fucking brilliant. I'm obsessed with that.
Did you see the news report about the tracing stuff that they have for Tinder?
No.
Oh my God! So the tracing profiles for Tinder now, like this woman, I saw something on it. I don't remember what documentary I was watching. She wanted to find out what her Tinder profile was from Tinder. Mm-hmm. It was this fucking thick, because they track everything that's connected to your Tinder on your phone. So
wait, I don't even understand.
Meaning, like, they know the type of people she'll swipe. They rate you if you're hot or if you're ugly. They rate the kind of people that you're allowed to swipe to or not because of like who you could possibly match with.
Yep.
It'll point if you're bisexual. It'll point those people your way. Like, it's crazy the analytics they run on you.
Before I came here, I was actually just watching a Netflix documentary called The Social Dilemma, and I had to stop it like halfway through, but it's a bunch of people that they interviewed that used to work at Google, Apple, Facebook, Twitter, all these places, like kind of telling the secrets of how we're used as pawns in advertising and all that stuff. So I'm going to finish the rest of it. Probably not tonight. Thanks, White Claw.
We have refills.
But I'm definitely very interested in that because they were talking about how basically in order to sell ads, they have to sell certainty. And the only way to do that is to make really accurate predictions. And the only way to do that is with tons of data. Yeah. And so with all of this data, they can, with almost 100% accuracy, guess what you're going to do in any given moment. And that's really fucking creepy.
Well, I mean, look
But I'm fine with it.
I mean, Ads Manager, you guys obviously advertise for your podcast. I'm sure, I don't know whoever your marketing teams are doing or whatever they're doing for that, but man, like Ads Manager, you know everything about that person that clicked on your website.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I look at what my marketing teams are doing and it's like, how do we know that? So like, the whole, I'm thinking about Target. Why is there a Target ad on my Facebook page?
What's that about?
But it's because over the years you've had that profile, they know when your brain will click and think, I have to buy something at this store, and all of a sudden it appears. That's how much data they have on you.
I feel like I want to date the ad manager.
I mean,
like I want to date somebody who knows what I want before I want it, and just it appears, you know.
Would that be fun though? Like, I mean, in all
Yes.
seriousness,
There's no
really?
spontaneity.
There's no spontaneity. Then you know that you.
Okay, well, currently
you will have
my-
a flower show up at your door or whatever. Like,
Currently, my
whatever.
resume is guys who don't do shit ever and put zero effort in. So I'll take a guy who puts that fucking lowly rose somewhere. It's a guy, but I need him to have the brain of the ad manager.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
Finding a guy in LA
with a brain. Yeah.
Yeah. Do most of them live in like Malibu though, or no?
No, they live out in Santa Clarita.
Oh, I was just there yesterday. Fuck. Should have found me a man.
Should put the flag up. I'm ready.
Why am I pushing Santa Clarita?
Oh yeah, what was that
Fucking
about? Someone watching this in Santa Clarita. Is like, what? Yes, finally.
You
My
can
friend
write to
Max is
write to
sitting there,
care
like,
of this
cheering
show. Yeah. We'll pass it along for you real nicely.
So, who are some, I don't know, some crazy people you've met while your time in LA? Crazy people.
Or interview anything. Besides
Most fun.
Jim, I mean, shit. I mean, how do you get crazier than Jim though?
Very easily.
Really?
Jim's boring now.
Crazy? Like, what do you? So when you say crazy, what do you mean? People that acted crazy, or like?
We're not talking shitty on Hollywood Boulevard crazy. We're talking like
I've had a lot of those.
Talking like bat shit, like
just like loopy.
Andy Dick spilled a beer on me once,
Oh, I have so many
and
Dick
like
stories.
wiped my chest down because it was wet, and I was like, yeah, that's sexual assault.
And he's probably like, "You're." Fine.
He was fucking like I would never like make that a big deal, but he's a fucking mess. Like he's just, if you run into him, he's always just shit faced.
fuck.
He always shows up at the shows when we're ever at
That's
the
what
Wiltern.
happens when you
He's
only got
always
one
there.
ball.
He's always there.
Yeah.
I love him. I mean, he's always for a good time, but he's always the last one there.
Yeah.
Why are you leaving?
Mr. Belding is kind of the same way. He's just like always. He used to always be at Dimples in Burbank. I met him the first time actually when I went to one of Theo Vaughn's shows like 15 years ago or something, and Theo introduced me to him, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like talking to Mr. Belding right now. This is fucking crazy. And then I actually ran into him at Dimples like a week or two later, and he remembered me. He sang me Blue Eyed Girl. So he changed the lyrics for me, Dennis, and then had an hour-long conversation with me about this doctor that I should go see because I played volleyball in college, so I have like shin issues. And he's like, my friend's a doctor. I was like, I can't afford any of this, but yeah, just write it down on the napkin. I will totally call in the morning.
I have American health care. I can't do that.
And then let's see, Gary Busey was on our show, and so he was in my coworker's office, Katie, and I was wearing this Miami shirt, and I like walked around to go to my office. He's like, are you from Miami? I was like, no, I'm from Chicago. He's like, goes for 5 minutes telling me how he used to pitch for the Cubs and he got injured and all of this stuff. And in my head,
Busey?
yeah, and I'm in my head, I'm going,
Did you say that was a movie you were?
well, so in my head, I'm going, is this something I don't know about Gary Busey? Like, he was
Rookie
an
of the
MLB
year.
player,
Rookie
and then
of the
literally
year.
at the end of it, he goes, in a little film called Rookie of the Year. I was like, fuck you, Gary. I have work to do. Like, I have 5 fucking minutes out of my day. And then he also said, Chicago sports fans are the best fans. And I was like, hell yeah. And he goes, because they have nothing better to do. And I was like,
Oh, good burn.
them's fighting words.
Good burn.
Busey. He's a wild one, for
Him
sure.
and his kids are all wild ones too. Like,
Oh, are they?
Oh, I think, yeah. I could name all of them, but I've met
Why?
almost all of his kids just because they're just like his dad, but in their own version way. So
Okay.
the one's like a Juggalo rapper. He's
Oh,
hilarious.
I have
What the
seen
hell's his
that.
name?
I swear somebody sent me a picture of him
He's
like
in-
2 weeks ago.
He's in Miami. He asked me to. He reached out to us to book him for shows, and it's not that we didn't want to. It's just I didn't know what to do with it. And I mean, he does well on the road, but I'm just like, how do I take a guy that raps and has a bunch of naked chicks on stage? Like, how do I sell that? To a
What?
promoter,
You just sold it.
Yeah, I'm like, aren't those the only 2 things that you need to sell stuff?
Isn't that just a rap show in general?
No,
Yeah.
because the rap shows
Isn't
they,
that
they make
the
it a little bit
actual
more
formula?
PG-13 as opposed to let's see if we can X-rate this. I don't really need that in my life. There's too many lawsuits.
Really?
going on
I
that.
fucking rap shows are boring.
Adam's
as
like, why didn't you send it to me? I would have sold that.
I would have gone.
It's a private show just in your living room.
Yeah.
You're like,
right here.
Just go to the gathering of the Juggalos. They'll be there. I guarantee.
we had Shaggy, Too Dope, and
we booked
what's his face?
Insane Clown Posse, by the way. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, they were on the show. I actually have their little like chapstick things of face makeup. I was thinking I was going to sell that on eBay.
Really?
I mean, I've had it for like 2 years. I'm
it's
not
just
going to do
eye
anything.
black, isn't it? Like
they had like little white paint and then a little black chapstick paint.
Oh.
And so I was like, okay.
Good times.
Why do you book Insane Clown Posse?
They're one of our clients. I mean, we have.
You're not a juggalo,
423 clients, man. We have a lot of.
Come on,
bands.
Back in my day.
What's that? The drink Fago?
Fago.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop. Yeah, whoop whoop.
That's the extent of my ICP knowledge.
Gathering of the Juggalos. That is definitely, honestly, one of the most craziest fucking things. When I heard about this when I was a kid, I was like, "This is real." Like, actually, no, it's wrestling. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'm not big into wrestling. I'm not gonna lie.
All you have to.
Even though I work with a bunch of WWE wrestlers,
Yeah.
I just see them as people.
All you have to think of the gathering
is
is this: is
a bunch.
it's a giant circus with music and a lot more drugs. That's
Sound-
really all it is.
Sounds like Sturgis.
It's a surprise to me that you're not a juggalo because all of your interests are covered.
It's true.
Drugs, carnivals, naked ladies,
Seriously,
and people in face paint.
we need to send you the gathering. We're gonna get you some
I will
tickets.
go.
Yeah,
I will straight up go. I have
Seriously.
no problem.
yeah. The guys
COVID's over. Send me to a bunch of rednecks in the woods. I'm fucking.
The guys at Psychopathic are really cool dudes. They really are. And then like the ICP guys are cool guys too. It's just once you get there, it's another world.
I can believe
I'm telling you, man. It's,
Oh, yeah.
It's an event.
Do mushrooms and then go to one of those. That would be a fuck.
I would have to take acid to get
Yeah.
through one of those. Mushrooms will die too quick.
Oh,
I will definitely take a bunch of LSD and
All
run
right.
around and paint my face.
you should get a GoPro on your head
problem.
and just make that like a podcast segment. It's like Adam Goes Places.
I think that is kind of what we're doing, isn't it?
Adam goes places on LSD. Where are we? Tennessee.
Hey, by the way, going places. Have you gotten on a plane in the last 6 months?
Yeah, I went to Denver last month.
No.
And it was-
anything exciting or just
My friends are pregnant, so we were going there to.
like two friends are pregnant at the same time?
Well, the woman.
Oh,
the woman's
and
pregnant.
the guy. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm like, there's two people pregnant. At the same
Yeah, I
time?
got a lot of Denver friends. I'm part of a pregnancy club on Facebook, so
Hey, you
I'm
got
just kidding.
you got to get it out there, you know.
No, yeah, we just went to visit for the weekend and just hang. They've got like a really cool house, like pool, hot tub. They built this like mine shaft grotto in their backyard, which their next door neighbors fucking hate, but they hate their next door neighbors. So they put the Star of David on it to make it a temple of worship because the neighbors were going to the HOA complaining about it, but you can't make anybody take down a place of worship. So it's just this mining grotto with like a gold mining cart next to it and all that stuff, just with the Star of David on it.
I absolutely love that.
And they are Jewish?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Good. That would be better if they weren't.
I know, right?
Straight Christian, bro.
We're using this.
What like so? Obviously, we can go back to the fun aspects of the virus and all this shit. Like, how is it?
Oh, the fun stuff?
Yeah. How is it affecting?
It's a party on a
You know,
Tuesday.
essentially your day-to-day stuff, because you know you have podcasts, you have guests, and we have a podcast, we have guests. Like, is it affecting you business-wise? Is it affecting you any other way other than the usual bullshit where you can't sit down at a restaurant thing, or what?
Not too much. I mean, like, we're doing all of our guests through Zoom right now. So it'll be nice to have people back in the studio. There's just like Zoom's fine, but there is just a difference in energy when somebody's in the room. Like
Jay Leno?
Yeah. So Jay Leno has been our only in-studio guest because he was like, fuck it, I'm coming in. Yeah. But he was fucking fantastic. But other than that, like I worked on Jim's TV show, and so that ended in December, and I hadn't really been like looking for work yet. I was taking a little break, and then that hit. So it's like I was already unemployed, not doing anything, and so now I've just like been on a really long unemployment extension, basically. Because I wouldn't call like the podcast isn't like full-time work at the moment.
But what else are you doing? I mean, what are you doing?
I've finished Netflix.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I beat the last level of Netflix.
You're done? Yeah, okay.
You got Hulu?
Yeah. Hulu's interface is fucking terrible.
I disconnected. I'm like, I can't watch this stupid
Really?
shit.
I fucking love all the movies. The B movies are the best.
Oh, that's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh.
You like shitty movies?
Fucking love shitty movies.
The only thing worse than Hulu is Amazon. Their platform. Like
Amazon's easier.
I was trying to watch The Fabulous Miss Maisel. Don't make fun of me.
No, that's a fucking great show.
So
She's
we're
good.
like, we were
She's
gonna
really
watch
hot.
it, and we dove into it right away. Like, oh hey, let's just do it, and we hit play, and it jumps right in. Like, wow, okay, wow, this season just jumps in. It doesn't really give you any background when we start talking. Whatever. It played the last season first, and I go, why would it do that? If you hit play, it should just start it from episode 1. So we watched the entire 3rd season, and we're like, knowing nothing of the pretense. I'm like,
yeah.
But you never would have guessed it. We're like, oh, you kind of got it. But then all of a sudden we watched the 2nd season. We're like,
You didn't
wait.
check?
Why would we check? I guess I'm stupid, but whatever. Like, but you just hit play on Netflix. It plays episode 1, season 1.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah, but not for new
release.
releases, though. For new releases, I think they always go to the most current season.
Yeah. Anyway, incredible show.
Lesson
Really good
learned.
show.
It's a really great show, though,
Yeah.
for sure.
Cat clothing for all the cat lovers in us.
Visit catclothing.net for their full line of cat-inspired clothes.
Hoodies, shirts, tanks, shorts, and even fitness gear are now fully in stock for the fall and winter season.
Again, visit catclothing.net today. Check it out. Thanks, everybody.
Meow, meow.
So I heard about Tubi recently, which apparently has a ton of really bad movies. So you should check that out. TUBI.
Tubi.
So
I just paid for
trash
HBO
movies.
Max yesterday drunk.
What's the one that you can watch like a show in
$12 a
8
month.
minutes or something like that?
Oh, Quibi.
Quibi.
You have to have like a fucking ridiculous name if you're gonna have a streaming website.
Quibi, Tubi.
Hulu, Tubi.
Have you watched Facebook Watch?
Yes.
I don't. Not to be weird about it, but if I have to really watch it, I just pirate it. I can't sign up for something and say I'm going to watch Disney Plus because I want to
Facebook
watch
Watch is
this.
free.
Facebook is just part of Facebook.
I just can't watch any of this. There's so much out there. The content is just an overload to me nowadays.
Yeah.
And I watch as many documentaries as I can get my hands on, just because I have to continuously learn about something. But
That's Disney Plus, bro.
is it
Disney Plus,
documentaries?
National Geographic. They got Marvel. They got Star Wars.
Those are documentaries.
That's, do I want to learn
Well,
about George
National
Lucas?
Geographic is.
That's more of a nature aspect. I want to learn about. I want to learn.
documentary.
No, it's not. It's a nature show.
It's fucking nonfiction. Makes it a documentary.
So I want to learn
Jedis
about
are
like
real.
they are real. It's a religion.
Fuck.
It is a registered
Chewbacca
religion.
isn't real.
Yeah.
I'm whispering in case my nephews listen to this episode because they're obsessed with Star
I
Wars.
certainly hope they don't, considering the first thing we talked about was jacking off into somebody's hand, so.
They often, like, my brother called me yesterday, actually, and he was like, I just went to pick Alex up from school, and we got into the car, and the podcast started playing, and, of course, he heard your voice and was like, it's Aunt Kelly! Hi, Aunt Kelly! Hi, Aunt Kelly! And I wasn't responding to him, because, of course, he was just listening to the podcast, so they called me. So they have heard me on the podcast, but
They will know.
Wow.
I don't know if they'll know what catching cum is.
Oh, you teach them.
I mean,
Yeah, obviously.
does that mean you
Hey,
catch
Scott.
things when you come over?
They're like, oh, I love catching. It's like, play baseball.
I had a great time with Auntie Kelly.
You've gone too far,
Ooh,
Adam.
I thought there was no line.
No, there's nothing off limits in terms of questions, but
Sorry.
let's not insinuate. I'm just kidding. I'm going to teach them everything.
Look at his face right there.
I'm just
Fuck.
so loving this episode. It's so good.
I can't tell if that's sarcasm.
No, it's good. It's good. I just, not to say I'm holding back or anything, but I'm so holding back on this episode.
Why?
Because like
Because he's a little bitch.
Don't
you gotta
do
remember,
that.
we have a
Come
lot of
on.
interesting people that watch this show, and I respect a lot of them. So if I'm going to come on here and talk about people holding cum and like all this stuff,
Do you think people respect other people that hold back? No.
No. So
See?
then I should like, no.
Go on.
No.
Fling some across the
Free
room.
the
No,
beast.
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We'll play your game though if you want to play your game.
What game?
The-
Oh, yeah. 2 things you've always wanted to know about Trevor.
Oh, that game. I thought
How
we were
far
playing
can you
that one.
come? Just kidding.
A solid 9.5 inches. So.
You can only shoot at 9.5 inches?
Oh no, we were talking about cum. I apologize.
Yeah.
So, oh,
What did you think I asked?
I have no
What did you answer 9.5 inches to?
Yeah, that's not that far.
That's flat out. There's no angles, no arc on that. Straight. Anyway,
Straight shooter.
sick bastard.
So that's one.
Bastard.
Oh wait, this is a real. This is a real game.
Everybody just ask people what they want to know about me. I'm boring. What do you? I mean,
He has to answer the truth.
Okay.
Oh God, yeah.
What is the most embarrassing thing you've done on a date or in the presence of somebody that you were interested in?
It's a pretty easy one. That's the
You know it off the top of your head.
That's
I've been thinking about this for 15 years.
So, and honestly, she might listen to this because she's a subscriber to the channel already.
Oh.
So, my high school crush that I never actually asked out. We went on like one date ever.
Pussy.
Well, I was a pussy back then. Sorry, it's tough. You know, you got the love of the love of my life is downstairs. So either way, but
April.
Yeah, I love April too. So, but either way, it's the boner story. Everybody gets a boner, you know, when you're dancing. Well, the thing was, it was very noticeable to everybody else at the dance.
It's 9.5 inches.
Well, anyway, but so the problem was not only did it poke her, but
Poke the guy standing
it's
next
the fact that I'm kind of out, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Shit!" So I just
You never did the tuck and roll?
You can't really tuck.
Yeah, you
that.
can.
No.
You get the base and you push it up.
Yeah.
Show him when I leave.
Yeah. We'll head to the bathroom. And show it, so.
Do a little demo.
God, this episode is gonna have this so get edited. Shit.
Why?
It's not.
I don't
My
edit
mother
anything.
listens to this.
So does my mom will too.
My mom will too.
My mom, I think me having a podcast has been the best thing for my relationship with my mom because this is what I just say whatever the hell I want to say and I'm honest about shit and she's like learning about who I am and like she thinks it's funny so she's cool with it. Like I've talked about doing mushrooms and all that stuff. She got me a mushroom necklace for Christmas this year. Like, so she's like really embracing.
Is it one of those? Is it one of those? You know, those like little candy necklaces?
No.
Yeah, just got a whole bunch of magic mushrooms on it.
God. Mom, next year get me one with snacks on it. No, it's just like a regular chain necklace, but she got me a bunch of charms so you could like switch them out. And I was looking through the first couple bags. I'm like, oh, okay, cute, because they were just kind of your standard charms. And I'm not like a huge jewelry person. And she's like, did you see all of them? I'm like, no, not yet. So I opened another one. It's a wine glass. I was like, oh, cute. And she's like, keep going. And I was like, what the fuck is in here? And so finally, the last one, of course, that I picked out, the mushroom, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's good. Because she was like waiting for my reaction. And I hadn't looked through all the charms.
She's like, I know.
Yeah.
You didn't have to tell me.
But yeah, so on our podcast, I should edit things, but I'm just like, I don't care about it enough. So we don't even edit the parts where Tommy's like trying to get a voicemail to play and we have to wait for it to load and we're all just going, waiting for a voicemail. Like, it's like, I don't edit any of that shit. So everything goes out. So don't edit this one.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
we're not fucking editing.
We'll let it fly. That means that you have to reshare it then. So, because then it'll be really fucked up. So, everybody will be like, wow.
She's like, I'm not posting
I'm
this.
like, this will ruin me.
That's just how it goes in the world. I got reverse Me Too'd over here for some reason. So,
Reverse Me Too.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, she forced me to talk about cum and now she's acting offended.
Yes. What the fuck? Whatever. Man.
You're gonna leave this like go down and tell your girlfriends like I think I got sexually harassed up there.
By Trevor.
Pretty sure I know I got sexually harassed today by this fucking guy.
Well, that just made it an interesting Saturday.
That's true. That's true. Any interesting people coming up that you guys are talking to or yourself talking to that you're excited to talk about?
Well, we just partnered with the company that's actually going to take over our booking, which is awesome because Forrest and I were in charge of doing that before, and it's just that's a lot trying to go through the booking. So we're gonna have it sounds like we're gonna have Andrew Yang, Ted Lieu. We've got the people. I don't know if you saw on Netflix. There's a series called Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah,
So
so good.
the creator of that, and then the therapist from that, they're gonna come on and do an autism episode.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then I think our next episode is going to be Tom Nichols, who is like, I don't know if you're on Twitter, but he's like pretty prevalent on Twitter. He talks about politics a lot, but he wrote a book called The Death of Expertise, which basically talks about kind of what
just on Rogan, I think yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's going to be on, we're recording with him next Wednesday, but yeah, he wrote a book basically about what's going on in the fucking world, which is everybody pretends they're an expert, doesn't do any actual research. So
Gets a job.
I mean,
we're gonna talk to him.
72% of all statistics are made up on the spot. So just saying.
Google that. But yeah, I think there's probably people in the future that we're gonna have that, like, Jim's now friends with Brad Pitt, so it's like there's potential that he'll do the podcast someday, or he's like friends with Freddie Prinze Jr. and all that stuff. And it's like weird, especially because I just changed careers 3 years ago. It's weird to think about the fact that there's a possibility that I'll be podcasting with Brad Pitt. Like, that's fucking blowing my mind.
That's fucking awesome.
Or Freddie Prinze Jr. It's like I'm thinking about being in high school watching She's All That
She's-
and all that stuff. And you're like,
that's the one, yeah.
well, is he gonna be sitting across the table from me?
The coolest thing that I think that Brad Pitt has ever done, and throw a guess out there. What do you think that I would think the coolest thing that Brad Pitt has ever done? That's a good one.
Oh. What, movie?
Yeah,
or
it's a
something
movie.
that he's
It's a
done?
movie.
Oh, the movie. Okay.
But it's a movie.
I was
It's a
gonna say
movie.
something
It's a
completely
movie you
different.
wouldn't know he was ever in. That's why it's awesome. Nothing. So he was in the movie Jackass.
Oh, was he?
He was one of the pandas that was walking around in Japan when they were like attacking people in Japan.
That. Yeah.
Like, that was incredible. The fact that you're like, oh, it's Brad Pitt beating up some random person in Japan as a panda.
I think I read about that. I would have never remembered it off the top of my head. Yeah. He did our show. He was our weatherman for the first season. And so that was like a huge deal, when he was on set. And he was on set. We all went to the stage to watch the rehearsal or whatever, and I got a phone call, so I walked out. And as I was walking back in, I was responding to an email, so I was looking down. But you can see somebody coming towards you when you're still looking down, so I just moved to the side. And he's walking by and he goes, cool. I had purple hair at the time, so he goes, cool hair. And I look up and see it's Brad Pitt, and I go, you too.
Awesome.
And then I walked away. I was like, what? You too? What the fuck, Kelly? I should have been like, I'll blow you for free, or like whatever. But that's my embarrassing myself in front of Brad Pitt story.
I like it. It's good. It's good.
It
was probably the 40th woman that said that to me.
I know.
Yeah, you too.
But to be fair, I think he's thinking about our interaction still like I am.
I guarantee it.
Are you gonna ask him if he remembers you when he comes on?
No, I'm
hey, do you
shut
remember
the
me?
fuck up and not say anything.
You remember me? Purple hair? You too? Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Just be like,
Blow me.
not a chance. Not a chance.
Cool.
Well, I like it. Well, that was awesome.
Thank you.
We're done.
We're gonna have to put an explicit podcast on this one, but whatever.
Sorry.
Fuck everybody.
I'm explicit.
Yeah, and I like it. So, anything that you wanted to plug in or talk about that you got coming up? Anything cool with your own podcast or anything else?
Plug the socials. We're gonna write them underneath.
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll get you.
So yeah, you can watch. I
Your
don't know
Venmo?
about that. Yes, my Venmo's at
Venmo.
Kelly Blackheart. Facebook, or no, don't add me on Facebook. Instagram, Twitter is all at Kelly Blackheart, and then you can find the show I Don't Know About That with Jim Jefferies on everything and YouTube.
But
and
the Venmo's the important.
Yeah, the Venmo is the important one.
Definitely the most important. Yeah. So if you're feeling generous, I'm not currently getting paid for the podcast yet, so
send money.
Send money, send nudes.
Yeah, I've heard there are fun things that do get returned when the Venmos get filled up. Just so you guys know, out in radio world.
So, wait,
send
what?
in. No, I'm encouraging people to.
I'll send my boobs. Who cares?
Oh,
yeah,
something that everybody hasn't seen yet. Come on now. Just kidding. Either way,
Trevor's
coming at you.
Can you lock it back up again? We told you to not hold back, but no, I'm just kidding.
I know, that's true.
That is funny because I was looking for an interview Jim did on Australian radio just before I came here, and so I looked up Jim Jefferies. I don't know about that because he talked about the podcast on it, and then I went to related searches, and there were two things that mentioned my name in the related searches, and I was like, oh, I know that's because I casually mentioned on one of the episodes that my nudes got leaked online like 10 years ago, and so I guarantee that it was people like trying to find those. They're gone, motherfuckers. So yeah, that was fun.
I like it. Well, this has been one of the cooler ones that we've done, so I really appreciate you being here. It was really cool meeting you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for the idea.
Let's go do some mushrooms.
Awesome. Yeah. Either way, everybody.
I have mushroom capsules in my kitchen drawer. Why didn't you? I told you. I asked you if you wanted me to bring anything.
Sorry.
All right,
Totally
we're gonna go talk about this mushroom. Anyway, thanks everybody. Appreciate it. Talk to you guys later.